Hello students, in this video lesson, I will be discussing two questions from exercise 7.2. But before I do that, let us see how to solve the question that was given for you as homework in the earlier video lesson. Please have a look. Now this question was given as homework and I hope you have solved this in your geometry notebook. Let us discuss the solution for this question. Now it is given that AB is parallel to CD, right? So you could either take BC as a transversal or you take AD as a transversal. The choice is yours. Now I have taken BC as the transversal. So if BC is the transversal and AB is parallel to CD, then these two angles which are indicated by a star shows that these angles are congruent because they are alternate angles, Z-shaped angles. So you could write the solution as AB parallel CD and BC is the transversal. Therefore, angle ABC is congruent to angle DCB. They are alternate angles. It is very important that you write which is the transversal. Now, these two angles could also be written as angle ABO congruent to angle DCO. So, this angle ABC could also be expressed as angle ABO, and angle DCB can be expressed as angle DCO. You could write it as same angles with different names because ABC and ABO means we are talking about the same angle, that is angle B. And here DCB and DCO means we are talking about the same angle C. So now let us take the two triangles. In triangle AOB and angle DOC, look at these two angles. They are vertically opposite angles, so they will be congruent. So the test of congruency is we have angle, angle, and side. So that is what you have to write down. So these two angles are congruent because they are vertically opposite angles. OA is equal to OD because it is given. And therefore the two triangles are congruent by angle, angle, side congruence criteria. And if the two triangles are congruent by AAS congruence rule, you get OB congruent to OC because they are the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So this is the solution to the homework that I had given to you all in the earlier video lesson. Let us now begin with 7.2 exercise, two questions from that exercise. Question number 2. The diagram is given in the text. In this triangle ABC, it is mentioned that AD is the perpendicular bisector of BC. The meaning of perpendicular bisector is AD is perpendicular to BC, that is indicated by this 90-degree. Not only that, it also bisects BC because it is the perpendicular bisector. That means BD is equal to CD. So from this information, you write down what is given and what you need to prove. So this is the diagram. I want you to draw this diagram in your geometry notebook. Write down the question and the proof of this. Now, in order to prove AB is congruent to AC, we have to take two triangles in this, triangle ADB and triangle ADC, and prove the two triangles are congruent. So, these two triangles, and these are the parts which are congruent. This is given, this is a common side, and these two angles are congruent because it is perpendicular. So AD is congruent to AD, it's a common side. BD is congruent to CD because it is given that AD is the bisector of BC, and these two angles each, they are 90 degrees. So AD perpendicular to BC. Here you could also write the reason as given. That is also correct. Therefore, the two triangles become congruent by which test? It is not RHS because in RHS, then the hypotenuse would have been shown congruent. So the test of congruency is SAS congruence rule. Okay, and therefore AB is congruent to AC, CP, CT. They're the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And now you know that in a triangle, if two sides are congruent, then it becomes an isosceles triangle. Therefore, triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with sides AB and AC equal. Students, this is an important question. Make a note of this solution in your book. Now let us look at question number 7 from exercise 7.2. I'm not going in that order. I am just randomly taking few questions from exercise 7.2. So now we will solve question number 7 from exercise 7.2. Triangle ABC is a right angle triangle with A as 90 degree and AB is equal to AC. You have to find in this angle B and angle C. So this is the diagram. Diagram is not given in the textbook. You are expected to draw the figure. You could either draw it in this manner or you could even draw it like this. Both are correct. So A is 90 degree and it is given that AB is congruent to AC. It is shown by the same indication. You could even draw it like this where A is 90 degree, AB is congruent to AC. So given these two sides are equal and angle A is 90 degree. This is not a proof. You have to find out what is the measure of angle B and what is the measure of angle C. Let us have a look. Now, in this triangle CAB, we know that AC is congruent to AB and this angle is 90 degree, right? So what we will do is we will use angle sum property of a triangle. That is in triangle CAB, you know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now substitute the value. You're aware that A is 90 degree. So 90 plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Correct? Now 90 plus B equal to 180 degree. I have written here from 1. But where is this 1? I have not mentioned it anywhere. Now students, remember this. You know that AC is congruent to AB. So if these two sides are congruent, won't angle C and angle B be congruent to each other? Because then they become the base angles of isosceles triangle, or they become the angles opposite to equal sides. So you have to mention that in the beginning that AC congruent to AB, therefore angle B congruent to angle C, and that will be statement 1. It is not mentioned out here. I want you to write down that in your geometry notebook. So you begin by saying AC congruent to AB given, therefore angle B congruent angle C, that will be statement 1. Now substitute, you know that angle B is congruent to angle C. So instead of B, you will write C, or instead of C, you could write B. Here we have substituted B in place of C. So 90 plus angle B plus angle B equal to 180 degree. Solve it. Angle B plus angle B is twice angle B. Twice angle B becomes 180 minus 90. So that is 90 degree. Twice angle B is 90 degree, so angle B is equal to 45 degree. And if this angle is 45, you know that this angle C will also be 45 degree. So students, in this triangle, angle A is 90, angle B is 45, and therefore angle C is also 45. So what kind of triangle does that make it? It becomes a right angled isosceles triangle, wherein the two sides are equal and one of the angle is a right angle. So students, I have solved from 7.2 question number 2 and question number 7. I end the video lesson out here. Until then, goodbye and take care.